So welcome to today's call. We're going to talk crypto for a minute as usual. I got some updated crypto news that we're going to talk about. We're going to look at the state of the market. We're going to look at the state of the dollar. We're going to talk good news before we do any of that stuff. So give me just a moment to get the correct windows pulled up here. Let's go into the group. Hey, Jessica, welcome to the call.
Good morning.
Good morning to you as well. Let's go ahead and just start with some good news. What you got going on positive this morning?
I guess my good news is it's almost the weekend, which means more family time.
Nice. Very cool. So my good news, shared this on a call that I just got off of a few minutes ago. I've got three main projects that I'm kind of compartmentalizing my time for over the last little bit, and you know, just moving from one to another, moving them all forward for a period of time. And so one of those projects yesterday, I got to the point in my process where I started, I've already set the goal and, you know, what I want to accomplish and all of that. And then my next step was to create what Tony Robbins calls a victory list. So like a list of a brain dump to-do list of everything related to this project that I got to do to have victory in this project before it's complete. And so I started going through that process yesterday and listing everything out, and I like doing that because that serves as kind of like a plan. That's the roadmap on how we're going to make it happen. And so when I can see that, and then I line it up to with what I want, I can then start timelining and getting accurate, you know, projections of what monetarily speaking that could look like. And so this particular project that I'm referring to, as I was looking at it, and for the last little while after I've been thinking about it, I've been thinking about it in terms as a good multi-six-figure project over the next year and a half. And when I drew everything out yesterday, I realized that's a bad projection. Like, it's a multi-seven-figure project in the next couple of years. And so it's a bigger scope. Like, I realized that there's a lot more to it and a lot more potential there, which is really cool to see. So that's my good news. It's got me excited. You know, something I'm working on is going to be more valuable than I initially anticipated. So that's always fun. Let me share my screen here and we'll get into some crypto news. By the way, for those of you watching in the Creative Crypto group, if you're watching in the Facebook group and you want to join live and hop on this call, just click the link above the live stream broadcast. If you're watching this live, type live in the comments. If you're watching the replay, type replay in the comments. Either way, hit the like button, leave us a comment, let us know that you were here so we can send some appreciation your way. If you're watching this on YouTube and you'd like to come join the party in the Creative Crypto group, you can do so. The link is below this YouTube video in the description. So just hit that link. You can come over into the group and party with us. So that is the housekeeping stuff. The only other thing that I want to say is all of these videos, every time I come talk to you, I'm not giving you financial advice or legal advice in any way. I'm just giving you my opinion, sharing with you what I'm doing and my thoughts about stuff. So I'm fascinated by crypto. That's the reason I like talking about it. I believe that the old system is going away. The old system is completely collapsing, but that's kind of a harsh word because wealth is never destroyed. It's only transferred. It moves from one vehicle to the next. And so that's what's actually happening. So there's no, you know, the doom porn around it all, the idea of, you know, everything's going to hell in a handbasket. Like, that's, I mean, there's a little bit of that there because no doubt the existing monetary financial system that we have, it's going away. Like it's falling. But that's not It doesn't mean the world's coming to an end. It means there's lots of opportunity opening up. There's lots of opportunity for all of us right now for the next little while, actually, to get involved in ways like precious metals, gold, silver, and obviously cryptocurrencies. So in the world of precious metals, I'm more of a fan of silver than I am of gold, especially the more I learn about how much gold is actually in the world, the total supply, and the more I learn about the people that that predict or have predicted up until this point the total supply. The more I learn that, the more I realize and come to the understanding that there's a whole bunch more gold in this world than most people even think. And so for that reason, I believe that silver is more valuable than gold. And at some point, I would not be surprised if those values, if silver overtook or surpassed the value of gold. So just my little rant on precious metals. So in terms of cryptocurrency, I'm a fan of all of them that are doing well and doing good and meet my 4 criteria. My 4 criteria are very simple. Anytime I'm investing in cryptocurrency, I look at just a few things. Number 1, what's the problem they're solving? Number 2, is it a big problem or is it a small problem that just a few people are going to care about, or is it a big mass adoption type problem that they're solving? And then who are the people that are trying to solve this problem? Who are the people behind the company, behind the coin? And then what does my gut say? Those are the 4 simple criteria that I look for before investing in crypto. The strategy that I use is very simple. Let's go to coinmarketcap.com. My strategy is spread it out. Spread out the money that I'm going to be putting into crypto. I want to spread it out over multiple cryptos, not just, pick. I'm not talking just pick the top 100 and put, a few dollars in each one. I'm talking about study them, read them, listen to what other people say about them, get a feel, ask yourself those 4 questions. And if you are looking at a crypto and you ask those 4 questions and it's solving a problem that's relevant to a lot of people, and you think that there's a good team on board and your gut's feeling good about it, then put money into that one. Not everyone you're going to answer those 4 questions and feel good about. Some of them you might answer those 4 questions and be like, wow, I'm so glad that I considered those 4 questions, because there's no way in hell I would ever give this team of people any money for this cause that they're working towards, right? And then there's the complete scams. There's some of them that are just flat out complete scams. I'll give you something to consider in that regard really quick. And this is actually brand new. I just heard about this today. So check this out. What is it? I think this is it. If we go to, so check this out. There is a company that this is actually one of my clients. I consult for this company. But somebody has set up an entire site that models. So like I'll show you the mob.com. I'll show you the real one. This is so messed up. Like, I don't understand people. It's so messed up. So see, the old site it's taken a little bit, but anyway, doesn't matter. Like, this site has completely modeled it's just basically swiped the site. It's literally saying, who are we? It's claiming to be the owner of this company. They've went so far as whenever they registered the domain for this website, mobonline.ltd, they registered it using the old home address of the owner, the guy that actually runs the real company. They're completely falsifying this, saying that they are launching a coin that this company has thousands and thousands of people coming through it and buy. It's a worldwide global education company that teaches people how to be entrepreneurs and grow online businesses. And so these are all real video footage. That's really the owner right there, but none of this stuff has had permission to go on the site. Somebody's completely swiped it. They're duplicating, they're faking people out. This is the official announcement. And if you, and it's robotic type of voices, so simulated voices with a simulated character that kind of resembles the owner, and it's literally saying, hi, I'm the owner of this company. It uses his name, and here's what we're doing and why we're doing it. We're launching this cryptocurrency coin. Here's the ticker symbol. Here's where you can buy it from this website. And it's literally selling this cryptocurrency on this website, which completely does not exist. This company, I know, like I know the owner. I talk to him almost daily, and like their approach, like they're going after this to try to get this site taken down. You know, they're going the legal route actually. But you see, like they literally just swiped it. I mean, these are the names of their products, and they matched it up. So be aware of those type of things. They exist. They are out there. It's so messed up that people do stuff like that and try to, you know, manipulate. Because guess what? There's no coin. There's like if you give that person money on that site, you'll never see that money again. It's just a way for them to kind of tap in and intercept this massive flow of customers that this company is experiencing and has created for themselves over the last few years. They're trying to sneak in the back door and take advantage of that, and then exploit those customers and earn for themselves a lot of cryptocurrency. So it's messed up that people do that, but the reality is people do that. So you got to be careful. You got to be aware of what's going on. All right. So that's my little morning rant before we even get into the market. So let's get into the market. Let me pull up my sheet from yesterday. We'll see what is going on in the market here. Market cap is at 447 billion. One of my favorite numbers. I love 47. It's one of my magic numbers. I think anytime I see 47 show up either on my cell phone battery percent, anytime I see 47, it's just I like that number. So anyway, 447 is the market cap. 24-hour volume is I'm on the wrong computer. 24-hour volume is 28 billion. That's up from yesterday. Yesterday was 22. So 28 billion today. The total number of cryptocurrencies has grown by 2. Today we have 1604. Yesterday we had 1602. Bitcoin dominance has went down a little bit more, and we've seen a pretty steady decline as the overall prices are going up. We've seen the dominance fall down, which I've explained why and said that would happen. So Bitcoin dominance has went from 36.3 yesterday to 35.8 today. If we look at let's see, we got Bitcoin at 9,400, so a little bit higher than yesterday. Ethereum's up 746. EOS is down a little bit, having a little bit of a pullback after its pretty good surge, $17.83. Litecoin is up, setting at 161. I'm a big fan of Litecoin. I'm very bullish on Litecoin. I'm buying more Litecoin every chance that I get. So let's look at the big changes. If we look at the biggest losers, you'll see there's about 24 here, not quite that many, a little over a dozen, that are in the red from yesterday, 24-hour volume. So 24 out of 1,604, not bad. That means it's mostly a green day, which means most of them are up. The biggest losers only down 7%, so not even double digits. So it's pretty strong upward day. Look at the biggest gainers. Wow, 134% is what Bitcoin Dark is up, which is interesting. I don't know if that's news driven or if there's something else, an announcement or something like that. Nonetheless, if you have Bitcoin Dark, congratulations, you are smiling today. And then again, a few more double digit gains for other cryptos. So a lot of green today. That's a good sign. So let's actually take a look before we go into news. I want to go look at a couple of things. We're going to start looking at a couple of things. I wonder if this will work. All right. BND. We're going to look at the dollar, the U.S. bond market. See what's going on here. No surprise, more people getting rid of it. I don't like this mouse with this particular thing, because I can't ever figure out how to adjust it. All right, you get the idea. We're on a long downward spiral. Zoom in just recently, massive dumps. You have these little fake pumps every once in a while, just that we talked about, and then again, selling off again today. We come into, actually, let's change it. We can change this from 1 day. Let's do 30 minutes, get a better idea. Yeah, look at this. So dollar's still selling off. Again, these little fake run-ups, those are going to, you'll see those, but this one is a good one to keep track of. So we're going to start looking at that one regularly. Not a lot of commentary about it. The other one that I want to start looking at is silver. I want to start looking at the price of silver today. Just based on this, let's actually go to live silver. Kitco. Live silver price 1640. All right, so we're just going to start looking at that. Not a lot of commentary because the price doesn't move. We're just glancing at it because things are happening with the banks that are fickle and very volatile type situations. And so as bank closures happen or failure to to authorize or fail, like when as more banks say no, we can't give you your money right now, any one of those events coordinated with the right news at the right time could kind of lead to a very quick domino falling type scenario where we would see a resulting really good boost or jump in the price of silver or gold or even crypto. So we're just going to start paying attention to that going forward on this show, just to kind of monitor it, all right, because it's a good practice to get into. Now, next thing, let's talk about some news. I got two pieces that I want to share with you. First one is this one right here, an article that says a new phenomenon, Eurasian Economic Union discusses cryptocurrencies and blockchain. So if you read down through this article, and this is an interesting article, but if it talks about, there's a little video here where it talks about, it's thinking about introducing to this economy. It's going to happen. This is big news in that regard. And so then you talk about following that regulation, because that comes with regulation comes as countries, as countries announce that they're getting on board and rolling out cryptos, then that's going to bring on more regulation. As major banks get on board and say we're rolling out, we're getting into the crypto game, that's going to bring on more regulation, especially when they get into the game of futures trading and stuff like that, which Goldman's is doing, not actual trading physical Bitcoin. They're trading the digital stuff, which is funny, physical Bitcoin, because there is no physical Bitcoin. Bitcoins, you can't hold Bitcoins in your hand. Well, you can hold this kind of Bitcoin in your hand, but that's about it. That's like $5. So regulation is always going to be on the heels of these. So just two things to watch. We got two things going on. News saying, hey, we're on board, new countries rolling out cryptocurrencies, and then along with that, we're going to have regulation. So it's kind of two conflicting things. However, regulation is not always a bad thing. And sometimes these type of things are kind of embedded in these articles. So this is like a meanwhile, right? This is a big meanwhile. Meanwhile, Russia is making progress towards more widespread adoption of crypto. Russian President said cryptocurrency regulations will be rolled out by July. All right. While Putin had initially voiced skepticism about cryptocurrencies because they're not backed by a central bank, the Russian government is planning to launch its own digital cryptocurrency called the crypto ruble in a bid to circumvent U.S. economic sanctions. Crypto ruble is slated to launch in mid-2019. All right, so that's a pretty big meanwhile. The third largest bank in Russia is preparing to conduct cryptocurrency transactions in Switzerland later this year as part of the pilot program through its Swiss subsidiary, and the deputy chairman said that the state-owned bank decided to try out crypto deals in response to growing demand from several major private clients. So this is just more adaptation, more people getting on board. Again, good stuff. But the timelines, what I mentioned right here, the timelines are what you need to pay attention to. All right. I mean, this is valuable information if you're paying attention, if you're watching what's going on. The timelines and release dates for things like big news, like, I don't know, countries rolling out an entire cryptocurrency that's going to support a country. That's kind of a big deal. So paying attention to those release dates, because oftentimes in the beginning, you'll hear all kinds of stuff, and it just causes people to look elsewhere. But when you see these things, you can kind of predict what would happen if a country came out and released a cryptocurrency, or if a major bank got on board, or if these type of things happen. So something interesting happens to the price of all of the cryptos. We'll get into that a little bit more probably tomorrow. But I just want you guys to be aware of what's actually going on. And then when you see stuff like this, think in terms of how is that going to potentially affect the price of crypto? Whether or not you care if, even if the whole thing is a centralized thing and it's nothing more than a digital version of crypto banks, like a digital version, a crypto version of the current banking system, even if it's just that, which this is not just that. But even if it was, what could that potentially do to crypto? Well, it's getting more people, making more people aware, no doubt, of it. So there's lots of good that would come out of something like this. So this other article is very interesting. Here's a couple of timeline events. Back in November 17, Goldman Sachs CEO said that Bitcoin is a vehicle to perpetuate fraud, which is very interesting considered what they just did. Here's the actual article from that, November 30th, 2017, a vehicle to perpetuate fraud, Goldman CEO sours on Bitcoin. You see his quotes down here. You see kind of exactly what he said. So that was November 2017. Next on the list, April 2018, Goldman Sachs quietly hired Justin Schmidt. Justin Schmidt is a securities trading expert. We will see in time what his real role is, and which what the primary objective is for this. Because I will just say that securities manipulation in this form is much easier. There have been people that have been sent into governments and sent into large authority type roles with none other than the purpose of crashing a price of a stock or a commodity in the past, or cryptos in this new world that we live in. And so it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens to the price, how this plays a role. Nonetheless, they brought on just a few months after, this is in April, a few months after them saying, we'll never be involved in crypto trading at all. Then they hire somebody that's a crypto trading expert so that they can offer that service to their clients. And then yesterday they said, you know what? All right, fine. We admit it. We are launching a trading desk. We are going to allow our customers to start trading Bitcoin. Now, here's the thing. They're not trading real Bitcoin. They're not trading physical Bitcoin. They're trading Bitcoin through the exchanges, through the securities exchange, like through, let's just go look at the article. So I think it actually talks about it in here. All right, so nevertheless, the bank received, so they talked about it, said they wouldn't do it, and then it said, nevertheless, the bank received enough interest from hedge fund, endowments, and other institutional investors. Basically, their customers saying, hey, look, what's up with this crypto game? We want in that, like, we're taking our money elsewhere if you don't get on board, which is kind of cool in its own right. And so the board of directors voted to approve the move that will see it become the first major U.S. bank to use its own funds to trade cryptocurrencies or cryptocurrency derivatives. It resonates with us when a client says, I want to hold Bitcoin or Bitcoin futures because I think it's an alternate store of value. Now, here's the thing to see here. Right now, they're not trading Bitcoin. This is all Bitcoin futures, all right? This is what's driving this. Well, Bitcoin futures, as we talked about in the past, that's what That's where the manipulation starts. With Bitcoin futures, you can dump, it's just like silver and gold, like you can dump a whole bunch of fake Bitcoin essentially on the market, flood the market, and make the price go up and down. That's the, you know, that's what goes on in futures trading. And so that's where they're going now. It does say eventually the bank hopes to receive regulatory approval from the Federal Reserve and state level authorities to begin trading actual Bitcoins. I don't know if that'll ever happen. I don't know if that's actually the real goal anyway. What they need is somebody that knows how to do it, what buttons to push in the Bitcoin futures trading on those screens. They need somebody that knows what buttons to push to trigger the manipulation. So this will be interesting to see how it plays out. But nonetheless, that is big news. So things to remember from this. Number one, the majority of Bitcoin price manipulations does happen through the futures exchanges. So expect more crazy Bitcoin swings, just like we've seen in the past. Like slow and steady is what we want to see. Probably won't be the case. We'll have some massive run-ups and then probably a couple massive, you know, slam downs. They might not be as big as we've experienced recently, but it might be. Never know. Number two, thing to remember, at the end of the day, this is exposing many new people to the idea of cryptocurrencies in general. So and the idea that crypto is a better store of value than what they're currently used to, stock market, cash, those type of things. Ultimately, it's a great thing for us. People that are investing in Bitcoin, ultimately, that is what we're looking for. So that's what's going on in the world of crypto. Stop sharing the screen here. So yeah, that's what we got going on in the world of crypto. I appreciate each and every one of you. Where'd you go? Where'd the screen go? There we go. So I'll go ahead and wrap this up. Let me just make sure. I feel like I'm missing something that I wanted to talk about today, but I'm not seeing it on my notes, so we'll pick up tomorrow. I'm not sure how long this has been. Thank you guys so much for playing along, watching. Hopefully you got some value from this. If so, drop me a like, drop me a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, if you like this, subscribe to the channel. I got 10 subscribers now, so that's cool. I have no idea who those people are, where they came from, but I appreciate you. And that's it. So you guys have an amazing day. We'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.